Hi everyone, so today I have this really sweet set to share with you. It's one of Dime Press's newest sets that they brought to HSN. It's the Farmer's Market Stamp and Dies. And they did send these items free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchased items through those links. So let's open this up. I did get a sneak peek of this in the email blast, so I know it looks like a little stand, like a little fruit stand or, farmer's market stand. How cute is this? Let me get this guy opened up. And so this time around they do have quite a few different stamps and die sets, so it's the stamps with the dies that coordinate, of course. And this one happens to be, again, the farmer's market idea. Look at the little stand, how cute. And then you have like your little flowers or a little pail you can put the flowers in, whichever one you would like to put in, but you have dies for the different ones even though it's the same pail. You just stamp different flowers or like, yeah, this one's more like tulips, I guess. And that was like little posies, kind of daisies looking. We have our little wheelbarrow, basket, all the little crates in different sizes. So there's a few different sizes there. And then here we have little corn, little ears of corn. What looks like maybe a little leek or something like that. A carrot. Cute. All the little, excuse me. So our little scale here. How cute is that? A little watermelon, maybe a little personal one, because it's like a round watermelon. Then we have a watermelon slice with the dies, stamps and dies. Over here we have what looks like a little citrus, like maybe a lemon, little head of cabbage or lettuce or something like that. Tomato. Little strawberries, two different types of bunches of strawberries. And we have the words thank you, and then you can thank you veggie much. You can pair it with some of the stamps, farmer's market, garden fresh, farm to table, and yeah, so those parts you might want to stamp like in here on your little stand if you want to give it a particular name there on the little stand. Look how cute the inspo here. I pick you, and then let me see how big this guy is, just to give you an idea, because this is the main piece here, the stamp. And it is roughly 4 inches, just a little 4 inches tall maybe, and the width like 3 3/4 inches wide, so if it gives you an idea. And then all the other little pieces that we just discussed. Look how cute, the little crates, oh my gosh. Little basket, again, we have over here that little pail, and then you were to stamp if you would like the different little flowers in there, or just put whatever you want. Hello friend, let us get together again soon. Super cute. I pick you, I carrot about you. Okay, and then it has the cutting folder for the marquee, and if you're familiar with the marquee, you put your die, your paper, put it in the folder, run it through, or you use the thin metal dies and put it through any machine that runs thin metal dies, and they'll work there too. So again, all the little dies and everything. So I'm going to grab some papers and we'll get to stamping, maybe some coloring, and we'll go from there. Okay, I have a piece of paper here that I would call marker paper. So we are going to color it with markers, but watercolor would be really cute, especially with this theme. It's really sweet. So let's put this here, and I'm going to put these guys on here, and we'll start with the big boy because we wanted to use this one, at least that's what I want to use today. And you can pair up all these different things. The wheelbarrow can also go on here, and then depending on the size of the card you're planning on making. And I'm going to put this little piece of tape here, and I'm just going to put it closer to the edge there. And I'm going to take the Dime Press ink in black, as it works very well with alcohol ink markers. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera at all, and I'll probably stamp this a couple times. Alright guys, I'm going to put this down, and it like slammed down, so let me just spare you that noise. And yeah, I'm going to do it one more time. And then I think I'm going to have a tropical little stand, because if you've seen the other video with the summertime borders, I have this little pineapple I can use, so I think I'm going to put that behind our card, and then do the watermelons. I think that'll be cute, so we'll stamp and color some watermelons, and maybe some of the watermelon slices. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to remove this, and so yeah, so I'm going to do, well, let me see, do we want to... I'm going to leave my little stand generic, so I'll just leave it like that. But I do want to stamp this half watermelon and this little guy. And I'm gonna stamp this a few times or a couple times, and this one once, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have everything stamped that I'm going to be stamping, I believe. I believe the die, yeah, let me see here. Cuts the little arms here, or poles, or whatever it is, posts. So this area is open, so we don't need to worry about that. And because of that, I think it's going to look really cute with the little pineapples back there and whatever else we decide to do. So I just grabbed some brown because, of course, I want to color like the wood here. Let me see, chocolate. These are from the ultimate like mega marker kit from Diamond Press there. I'll link it if it's still available there on HSN. And you know, I'll start off with like, let's say the light color, and I'm just doing a little something. I'll do the same thing with this area. If you want to make it a color, that'd be really cute. I'm just going to go with the wood and probably just medium and light. They don't even go into like the darkest color. And I'm just putting it kind of at the top here, a little bit more, a little bit at the base. And then you can just blend that back out. And again, I always add just a little bit of color. I mean, that's how I do it, not too technical. Like this top part here, I think I want to go with this sunflower light. It's like a yellowish color that I'm going to pop in here. And then on this part, I'm going to use some teal. So I'm just going to come in here. And if you want to add some shading, you know, you can leave some area just white. And then let's say this medium color, sunflower medium. Again, I didn't bring all three colors even for this one. And let's say we do something like that. And then let's say now I'll blend it out. So again, you go from the darker color and bring it in. And there's a little lighter area right here just because I didn't touch it to begin with. And that's just kind of how I color, guys. You know, I don't do too much. Let's see. Like the inside of my little watermelon here, I have light and medium. Oop, I should put a little something behind here. You're supposed to color enough so that it goes through to the back, saturates. So I always usually put a little something behind my work surface. So this one, since it's cut, let's say I do cherry light and I kind of come in here. And I'm not going to do the very center quite yet. I'm going to use cherry medium and just bring in a little bit more red on the very edge here. And then maybe I'll blend it back through with the light again. And there's a little variation of color just because of the way I left it in the center. Same thing with the green. You know, with our watermelons, they're green and light colors, so you can do lots of fun things to color that in. I'll use light and medium for right now. Actually, I'll probably use the dark one too. Let's see. So let's say grass, light. And let's say I come into here. I'm going to leave that middle section kind of open for now. Maybe. And maybe with the dark, I'm going to come in. I'm going to use a little fine point. Color that in. And do a little something here and there. You know how watermelons have like that striation. So I can do a little solid, but then maybe some going up in lines like that. And then maybe I'll take the medium. Same thing, just kind of come out from wherever I was. Just kind of leave little lines here. Maybe a couple extra there. And then come back through with the light and blend it all together. So it's pretty much all green, but there are some lighter areas. However you like to color, it's great. Let me finish that off right in there. You can see I left some white areas. And this little guy too, same thing. You know, I'll just come in very lightly in here. Leave that little white space and do a little accenting. And I'm going to use teal color here. Again, light, dark, medium, and I'll probably do it in sections and just color this in. But I'll be back. All done as far as that. I'm going to take this little guy. We're going to cut our little pieces. pretty easy, I think, to look in here and just give them a cut. As you can see, that little area, that's going to be where that little squiggly is. Now, Die Impress has reduced the amount of white space around their dies, so if you really want to be a little more exact, if you're not able to kind of look down there and think, okay, that's, you know, about right, make an aperture. And I've shown you guys several times before how to make an aperture. And with this one, I was kind of curious as far as how this works, because we have these little scallops, so you can pretty much follow, kind of just look right down it and know you're going to be in a pretty good space. What I do if I'm not going to make an aperture is I'm looking at the lines. Like if I move it this way, okay, there's a little bit of white space. So I move it that way a little bit, so probably about there. And then, you know, you're kind of looking down this area. How much of this am I seeing? Like that's kind of how I eyeball it if I'm not making an aperture. But I think that's good right there. So what I'll do is tape this down and run these guys through. And I will be right back. So yeah, just wherever I think is looking pretty good. I always tape it in a couple spots because I really don't want these to move at all. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, so let's see how this, I just eyeballed these little guys. So just kind of look through there. Pretty good. There we go. And this little guy. So I was a little off on that one, but you know what? Since it's just a little slice, and I'm just going to take care of this little piece right here and just kind of go like that. Alright, there we go. And then this one. Oh, this is so cool. I'm telling you, because that little piece is missing, so it's more delicate, you know, with the little holes here. Oh my gosh, and I totally eyeballed that, and that was really great. Okay, so we have that. I brought out a standard A2 size card, again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And I think I'm going to orient it this way. We'll see. Let me, because I have my little pineapples and I want to use the whole strip, but you know, if you wanted to cut them down, you can definitely cut them down. Cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have our pieces. Again, this is from a previous video. I just took a piece of black cardstock because I really like the way that looks, kind of crisp in the background. So I cut it down to 4 1/8, yeah, by 5 3/8. So I'm just going to glue that down right quick. And I'm just going to do that. You don't have to add a background. I just wanted to do that. And then I thought maybe something sweet, kind of picnicky. I do have some paper that's like gingham or something. That'd be really sweet too. But again, mine's a little more tropical as far as the little stand is concerned there. So I grabbed this scalloped oval. So I have that. I think I'm going to cut it from just some red paper. So I'm just going to run this through. And this is a Die Impress nesting die from back in the day. I don't believe that they still carry them, but it's just a real nice staple to have. So I'm going to run this through. And then once I cut that out, I'm also going to run it through this die cutting folder just to get the little dots, just some texture. So I'm going to run this through, and that piece that comes out, I'll run it through here, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay. Aw, just want to add a little texture to that. So cute. So let's see. We have this guy. We have this guy. We have our little fruit somewhere in there. We have this little guy. Oh my goodness. How adorable. Maybe we'll put that guy there. This guy looking like he's in here. A little slice. And then we'll have our thank you or whatever else that we want to put on here. That is so cute. Okay, so I am going to do something like that. So I'm just going to glue all these down. There are quite a few pieces. Maybe I'm going to pop up the cart. So for now, let's just put these guys in here. And I'm orienting it this way, but if you wanted to orient it this other way, you know, you can definitely do that. How cute. And then this little guy, again, I'm just gluing it down. And let me, before I really push it down, I want to see where this guy was, if he's popped up. Yep, that's about right. I want the pineapples to look like they're kind of on the same plane as this. Let me get some dimensionals on the back of this and I'll be right back. Getting the pieces off of that. I'll put this right here. So sweet. And then I want to tuck that guy back in there. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little glue down here. And I'm going to put a little glue kind of up here. And what I'm going to do is I'll pop it there so he's kind of touching the wood there. And that's kind of holding it up. So it's glued down at the base and it's kind of touching the little wood handle here. So I'll have to hold that down for a little bit for it to stay. And then this little guy can just go in here. And I'm also going to put a little dimension on that just so that they're kind of being held up. So I cut one of these pieces here. Where did I have them back there? So let's put this little piece here. Maybe a little glue, oopsie, in here just so that wherever it's touching it'll have some there. And then this one I'm going to hold on to for just a minute. I'm going to put a dimension on this guy too because I'll probably pop him in there. Okay, I'll be right back. So again, I'll have this little guy here, maybe like right there. And then, so tropical and fruity, so cute. I'm just going to use the thank you. So I'm going to cut this out, probably some white paper so it pops. So I will be right back. They're really sweet. The thank and the you are separate, which is really nice. Love it. So sweet and delicate. And you know, you can drop shadow or do something fun like that. But I'm just going to pop this here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I can put it down there, and we can put it on the cart. You know, if you want to put it on there, you can put it on here, up here, wherever you like. But I think I'm going to pop it right down here. And just fresh and white like that, so that way it just pops on its own. So I think what I'm going to do is put some glue in the back of my hand and get this down. Oopsie. So I will be right back. I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. Pop it down. Let's put this way so it's nice and straight. See what I'm doing. And then I'll glue down the U also. Okay guys, so there is just a really sweet tropical little farmer stand thank you card. Thanks so much Diamond Press for sending these items for review. I'll have the links for you guys in the description box. Some images coming up. And look at that. So sweet. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.